Hi, this is Ryan Neal from the USA offices of Neal's Saddlery and Harness, CowBoy sewing machines, and high-tech sewing machines. And today we're going to do a feature video on our 8700 hand crank embossing machine. The CowBoy 87 hand crank embossing machine is very similar to other machines that were marketed in the past. However, those machines have since become unavailable for whatever reasons. The various manufacturers have discontinued them. So this machine is an excellent machine for doing general embossing work. It does work extremely well for the hobbyist, somebody who doesn't have a tremendously high demand or a tremendous need to run a large amount of pieces through. So it is an ideal machine for a hobbyist, or for instance a small shop owner who's producing maybe 100 belts a week or something like that. This would be a great machine for that purpose. I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys through some of the adjustable features that are on this machine. Obviously, we do have the hand crank handle that's right here, which is ultimately used to run the mechanism that's on the machine. There is a plastic guard that covers the actual embossing wheels. There are two material guides that are in the front of the machine, and then also two material guides that are in the back of the machine. Those are used to and can be set to different widths as you run the material through the machine to accommodate different widths of leather. This machine can emboss leather that's as thin as approximately maybe a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch, all the way up to leather that's approximately 2 inches to maybe 2 1/4 inches wide. So underneath the machine there's a wheel, and this wheel is used to exert pressure on the bottom roll, which squeezes the bottom roll against the top roll, and that allows the individual to adjust the depth of the embossing pattern. In addition to the spacers that you see on the machine, and those are the silver colored pieces right here, we do have other varying spacers that can be placed on the machine. Those spacers are used to accommodate different widths of rolls, and then also we have the option to equip this machine. We don't have it right at the present moment, but we are going to be coming out with it within about a month's time. We are going to have an option for doing creasing on this machine, where you can get different creasing rolls in varying widths, and we can get that in a single edge creaser, a double edge creaser, so that you can do creasing along the sides of the belt. Those would be the long parallel lines that run parallel to the length of the belt. In addition to that, we're also working on a cutting attachment for this machine that would allow you to use it like a Landis Model 12. A Model 12 being a sole cutting machine. Those are the green machines that have the big handles on them that were often available in shoe shops and stuff many years ago. So this machine can be adaptable to a wide variety of purposes. So in addition to that, we are also offering the ability to custom make embossing rolls for this machine, these rolls being made out of brass. They're probably going to be somewhere in the $150 to $200 price range for a custom made embossing roll. You would need to furnish us the actual artwork, and then we can plug that into our embossing roll making machine and generate computer designed embossing rolls to fit your application. But again, they will vary in price, probably somewhere between $150 to $200. Also, there are several places online that custom manufacture embossing rolls. I can certainly refer you to those individuals. There is a seller that offers embossing rolls that are made out of Delrin plastic, also on eBay, and those are all custom designed to fit this machine. Any embossing roll that was designed to fit the Tippmann embosser as well as the Tandy embossing machines will fit this machine without any problems. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick demonstration on this so you guys can see how this machine works. So basically, you're just going to grab a hold of it, you're going to twist the handle, and you'll twist that handle away from you. And of course, if you do it in a slow manner, then of course you'll get deeper impressions on the work, as opposed to doing it in a fast manner. So if you just take your time and go nice and slow. You'll see that we can have the camera zoom in on this. What we have embossed on this is a dragon pattern. So if we can have the camera zoom in on that, that way you guys can see it pretty clear. And it is a very crisp pattern. Another thing you guys can do too is case the leather. So if you dampen the leather and put a casing compound on the leather, you'll get a much deeper and cleaner impression on the work. Now this is a strap or a tooling leather that we're using. Obviously a little bit harder to emboss because it is relatively hard. So now we're going to switch over to a softer belting style leather, so you guys can see how the machine performs on that. And again, you just insert it into the machine. And then just continue turning the roll. And again, you can do it at a slow rate of speed so that you get a crisper impression. And again, you do have the option to case this leather. Sometimes if you use hot water in a casing compound, let it sit for a few minutes so the water's absorbed down below the layer, the top layer of the leather, then it usually works pretty well and you get a nice impression. So again, the dragon pattern on a piece of brown belting leather. This leather I believe is 1.25 inches, somewhere around in there. So just a quick recap, this is the CowBoy 8700 belt strap embossing machine. If you guys have any additional questions about this machine, please feel free to contact me directly. I am Ryan Neal from the USA offices of Neal's Saddlery and Harness, CowBoy sewing machines, and high-tech sewing machines. I can be reached at area code 330-692-1418, and I do thank you for your time today.